everybody doing? It's been a while since I've been here live. Some of you may know that I've been focusing my time on studying for the insurance certification. If you've been paying attention, this is a idea that I've been talking about for a while. I started really diving in last month. The timer shows that I've been on the online platform for about 60 hours, as it does take quite a bit of time to fully understand the entire insurance industry. I insure you, I assure you, is what I mean to say, that it's not as simple as one might think, and it's definitely also not as difficult at the same time. It just takes a lot of time, a lot of note taking, a lot of flashcards. As you can see, I have a stack right here. I'll show you my whole stack. Lots of flashcards. I have a book. And my online course expires in just a matter of days. What's that sound? My online course expires in days. So good thing is I'm about 85% through all of the insurance study, passing my online exams. I have a page of Cliff Notes here, which I've already made to an audio file, and then my written book. So in the next few days, I'm going to be finishing up all of the online examination and testing. Definitely before the 11th when it expires. So I wanted to do it by my birthday, but I had other plans. I ended up taking a little vacation, spent some quality time with my son. We spent some digital detox together. We went out to the forest, hiking, and had a great time. And it's the end of his summer break, so I really wanted to prioritize spending that important time with my son. And we had a great time. I was still researching crypto on the off hours in the evening. I put a lot of effort into the DeFi portal I've created, the education center, the research archive. I have found the highest paid yield opportunities for stablecoins, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and many other currencies, and archived these in the exclusive Yin Yang DAO group, where there are various levels, where there's what's called Lift DeFi 0, Lift DeFi 1, Lift DeFi 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And based on the stablecoin's yield, if it's, say it's 40% plus, it would go into that Lift DeFi 4 channel. If it's 70% plus, it will go into the to the Lift DeFi 7 channel. A lot of them in that 10 and 20% range go into their respective channels. I have Lift DeFi 0 and Lift DeFi 1 with competing farms, all above 10%, but I put more of the higher end ones, 15 and up, on the Lift DeFi 1. Lift DeFi 0 is for everyone that joins the Yin Yang DAO right away. I give more farms than I do provide for free, just so that people really feel the value of investing in the project. By investing the very minimal amount, 0.05 Solana, you get instant access to Lift DeFi 0 with a plethora of farms, all paying over 10%. This is better than any bank. This is comparably better than any hedge fund. The fact that I'm able to archive this information and present it to you is a method of giving people value who have invested. And I've done the research, so I have these levels 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 with higher and higher stable coin yield. Now we're going into the bull market, and a lot of people think, why would I want stable coin yield? I want volatile tokens. I want that Ethereum pump. I want that Solana pump. I want that Cardano pump. Well, those are all good as well. And I go into these blockchains and find stable coin yield. The thing is that a lot of influencers will tell you about the tokens to buy, but they don't really show you how to keep your gains. That's where I'm making a difference. I'm showing the exact method to keep gains with the highest profitability, rather than just selling to stable coins or extracting to your bank. I show you how you can keep your money in DeFi and get interest that is so real, so valid, so worthwhile that you can harvest that yield and you can compound it over and over and make extraordinary gains that you just don't find anywhere else. The banks are never going to be able to compete with what decentralized finance is offering unless they themselves launch their own protocols, which we may see on the horizon. We've seen a lot of stablecoin activity. The bigger, what is it called? The Big Beautiful Bill Trump passed has areas in this bill specifically for the adoption and for the protection of stablecoin issuers and their clients. So stablecoins are regulated in this country in such a way, encouraging mass adoption at this time. And it's our protocol, the Yin Yang DAO, that focuses on stablecoins no one else goes near. Everybody's so focused on volatile tokens, they forget to take profits. And we're different because we'll show you volatile tokens as well and give you the best places to park your gains, to capture those gains and compound interest and build on your profit-taking margins. So during the entire bull market, rather than timing the top, and even thinking that you can time the top, it's best when you see yourself in a profit position to take a percentage of profits and lock them into those stable coins. When we are in the bear market, I don't want to see everyone running and clamoring to join this program last minute when we've already established ourselves as the masters of these stablecoin farms. Nobody else is doing what we're doing. And it's during the bear market that everyone's going to see the value, where right now people are kind of dismissing it as if it's not that important. During the bear market, it's going to be extremely important. A lot of people are going to lose their heads when the markets crash. They realize they have not taken profits. And we are doing things differently. We are taking profits along the way, dollar cost averaging into positions to profit and dollar cost averaging out to keep our gains, and to keep our gains in the most strategic way, to compound with the highest yield possible. Now, I do manual research. I don't generally use bots and tools. I guess ultimately I use research tools to find the liquidity, but I don't use bots just for the yield farming. In fact, some of the platforms that have been out there in the past that would have these models where you pay your way to find yield and so forth, I've looked into them and they're really not even as accurate as what I can do on my own with my thinking human brain. I mean, there's AI tools out there that can surpass what a human can find and research, and they are going to be instrumental in the future of this. But it was just the other day, I found a platform that is offering me the ability to research any token pairs. I could charge great money for this, and I can find you the best yield on all of the EVM chains, even some competing layer ones. I just found a software that allows me to do instant research that in the past would take just many, many hours. I mean, I wouldn't find all of the top farms because I did not have this new tool. And I'll give this tool, because it has a referral link, to new investors who join the Yin Yang DAO. But I'm going to keep it kind of exclusive to those that really are participating, really joining and inviting others. So if you want to get that alpha, if you want to get that value of having a tool that can find you the best yield on all blockchains, I'll give that out to you. Nobody else is talking about this, but you have to be an active participant. And you'll see right away the value is there. Now, before I had this tool, I was able to do great work, but I just found a new tool the other day. And AI is evolving. There's always new projects coming out. I just found another super AI tool that I gave to the community for free in the group. It has a referral link. But even some of these projects with referral links, I'm even hesitant at giving out right away for free. I don't think people will see the value. So I want to rather encourage you and teach you how to do this yield farming yourself, how to do the research for the yield farming so you know the manual methods, because you can even find results that you do not find with this tool. I mean, it does tremendous research across 100 plus blockchains, but the manual method is so valuable. You cannot underestimate it. Even with the best AI tools, they're not going to find everything. They're not going to find those really lower liquidity pools that have the exceptional APR. So in order to deal with that, I must teach people both the manual methods using our own brains and these new AI methods, which make things so streamlined. I mean, I was able to find farms that I did not find manually with these new AI tools. And I was just utterly impressed. I can't wait to share it with a select group of individuals, but you have to be part of the project. So I was spending a lot of time over this break, and it was a break, a much needed vacation. But I spent time researching DeFi yield farms because I'm passionate about it, because I also diversify my own portfolio and I'm positioning myself for the most profits during this bull run, getting yield on the best tokens that are going to pump first, knowing that I have full access to move my liquidity at any point to the other altcoins, those mid caps and those micro caps that can also generate yield on in many cases as the cycle shifts. The cycle is going to shift from Bitcoin and Ethereum being the dominant leaders. Now we see XRP obviously taking a lead, although I've never been really bullish on XRP. I always ask, why would someone need XRP? Why would a bank need it when they could just use DeFi with stable coins that we already have? And now there's blockchains that are 10x faster than the Ripple ledger that already have stable coins, like the Sonic blockchain. Massive airdrop. I was telling my community about earlier, I'm already getting in the thousands of points because I've been actively yield farming on Sonic, finding all the best farms, all the best protocols, testing out some of their GameFi, testing out their perpetuals. Their lending platforms are great, and they have a whole bunch of decentralized exchanges with yield. And because I've been deploying that, I'm getting all these points, preparing myself for a massive airdrop. I was in season 1, but I was just dipping my toes in the water. Season 2, the season we're in right now, I've put in huge amounts of my portfolio just to get those points. And I still have the liberty to move it out. They have some kind of like honor points. They have points for people that keep their money in the ecosystem. And I'm just waiting for them to kind of make a comeback because they are at the all-time low. Although I am holding Sonic, I'm waiting for that momentum to start picking up a little bit before I go in really heavy again. But I am using their stablecoin farms. Great way to lock in profits. If you're not taking profits yet at this point in the bull market, you're not doing it right. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. You're never going to time the top perfectly. And with these other dips, I'm actually in a position where I can buy the dip and I'm locked in profits. So I'm positioned right. And I want to show you how to do that. This is my third major bull market. Okay. I got in 2015, got that first bull market, and I had thousands of Ethereum. I've made some bad choices. I'm a lot more conservative now. I was excited about altcoins and this race for these DAOs that were very popular last bull market. And they were kind of coming into effect and taking a lot of liquidity when the bull market was already over. And that was the failure. Ultimately, these projects crashed. I lost a lot of crypto, but I'm not the type to just give up because I made bad choices. I learned from those decisions. And I position myself in a much smarter space now. I learned how to master DeFi and beginning to master it during the last bear market. And now I'm very confident with my new tools. I can find the best yield on any token that you want. I can offer that for a service and a fee, or I can give that out to you free in my community if you join and you become active. So I have various models, and my prices are going to go up because when the bear market comes, everyone's like, oh, I want to take those stablecoin profits. Nico, can you show me where to take the stablecoins? I'm going to charge more because my services are in more demand. You have to understand, I don't have the incentive to give all this alpha out for free because when I give it out, the more liquidity that pools into these farms, the lower the yield is. So what I'm using to pay my rent, to compound my profits and to expand my portfolio is limited with more exposure. The more people that know about these farms, the less yield I get. So it's completely against my interest to share with you. But DeFi does not need to be an exclusive space just for the rich who pay for these researchers and these people that suggest they have all these credentials, whether they're a ClickFunnels expert with millions of sales or a hedge fund manager that worked with banks. They're credentials don't matter. It's the work put into the research that matters and the output. I, unlike any of these other competitors, show these yield farms and the APRs. I put little flame emojis on top of the particular stable coins if they belong to a certain blockchain or project to keep some anonymity about them, because I'm here to protect the investors in the Yin Yang DAO. Those who have invested get the exclusive alpha. Those who have not do not get the exclusive alpha and have to fight for it. And you're going to have to look for it yourself, do your own hundreds of hours of research, thousands of hours, learn how to do DeFi and find your farms, or you can just easily jump on board a community that's already doing it and partner with us as a collaborative project, pay your fees, pay your dues, but then get access as you expect and truly benefit from growing our community with us. Because if you try to do things on your own, you're going to find that it's a lot more difficult and you're simply not going to be able to cover all of the blockchains like a whole community has been able to, or like just simply myself, who's been following this trend since the beginning of the birth of DeFi with Uniswap. The fact that I've been doing this whole bear market, I'm posting on my Facebook, Nico Crypto Guillermo, if you follow, I post some of my old posts from like 3 years ago recently as they show up on my timeline, where I was on it. I was on point. I had farms that were paying 600% APY, even 1,000% APR initially when they launched. And I'm just showing these old farms again now recently because they show up in my timeline. And you need to recognize I was doing this years ago. I was doing this at the relevant times when we were in the bear market. Everyone else was losing their head and losing their portfolio value. And I had made the swap confidently out of Bitcoin and Ethereum into the stable coins, and I was capturing gains the whole way down. And I made the swap precisely at the bottom of the bear market, not at the lowest possible point, but good enough at 16,000. When Bitcoin is 16,000, it was January 16th, 2022, when I flipped over from my stable coins into Bitcoin again, and I called it and I showed it on my timeline on Facebook, and I was doing it. I was timing the bull and bear market cycles right because my intuition, because of perhaps the help of some indicators, but more so my intuition and just good judgment for being in the space long enough. So now that I have the top stablecoin farms archived from 10 to 70% plus, some of them well over 100%, I've put these into these exclusive groups, and those groups are available to you just by joining Yin Yang DAO and then referring others. And I start everyone out for free. I don't charge money to show you some practical yield farms for stablecoins to get into. Also Bitcoin and Ethereum. I show these farms because they have a referral link that makes a profit for me just by investing. It doesn't cost you anything, but it gets you in the door. It gets you starting to practice with a referral program that works. You yourself can also do the same. So once you learn how to do it, you are in the position where you can take your referral link, plug it into your bot referral link offers that are available to you. Because with the bot, when you pay your way in, you get the ability to plug in your own referral links, refer that single bot link to others, and then when they join, they get to see multiple referral links that you can profit of. Including the Ledger wallet referral link, which you should have. You should have a hardware wallet, including the stablecoin farming, including a really great APR on Bitcoin and Ethereum with another farm that's a type of cross-chain, multi-decentralized exchange yield extracting platform where you get to put in your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, and you get to earn interest on that better than holding it static and not doing anything for you. And I have a plethora of referral links provided that you can then plug into your own bot. So every time you share it with somebody else, you don't just profit off of their referral payment to join the Yin Yang DAO and get access to these farms. You profit from these referral links quite a bit as well. Based on how much money they put through them, will equal your referral profits. And so if you refer people with a lot of money, they want to move in here, you can make great amounts. If you refer people with even just a small amount of money, you can still make great amounts because of that referral program being able to duplicate from people referring others who refer others. And we have a 7-tiered system of referral payments that once the duplication model takes effect and people have referred 2 people who refer 2 more, who've referred 2 more, or maybe 3 people who refer 3, who refer 3 more. If this goes on to 5 people, it's just exponential. When you do the math, you can see how much you can earn off of this referral program, and it's insane. And I would rather make money off of a referral program and have a large community than just pitch high-ticket sales that often don't go somewhere because people are hesitant to pay a lot to get in. And I certainly don't want to be a gatekeeper like all these other DeFi promoters out there that charge hundreds of dollars. Maybe they have a monthly recurring fees. We don't. Maybe they have fees in the thousands of dollars, tens of thousands even. I've seen companies that want to charge $20,000 for their elite level info. And I was asking about like getting into DeFi loans. They say, yeah, we teach that with our higher level. 20,000. And that's absurd. I teach it level 3. I think it's level 3 or level 2. That's just from having a few referrals refer a few others. I don't want it to be based off of just how much you can afford, because I know a lot of people start in different areas, and I'm happy. I would rather have people that don't have a lot of money learn to master DeFi and use that as a way to come up than only offer this to people that already have a lot of money. It's the referral program and having a large community that has more value. Mind you, Yin Yang DAO is called such because the very components of what this DAO comprises of are 2 polar opposite components. One of them about decentralized government, one of them about decentralized finance. And we're fundraising for both of them with this referral program. 20% of all commissions and more go to the DAO wallets that will launch the DAOs, that will launch staking platform, decentralized exchange, everything we had prior before we got our hack and our rug pull. The developer thought he could get away with stealing tens of thousands of dollars from us. He did get away with it up to this point, but very soon I'm going to take new business capital I have from my LLC, and I'm going to litigate. And this thief, this criminal dev is not going to get away because I can easily subpoena his information. I'm just not using my own personal crypto to do it because the risk is too high that I could lose out as we're about to go into the bull market. Instead, I'm using new business capital as a business expense. And that to me is the safest way to do this. So I'm getting into finance for myself, not just in the insurance industry, but learning about credit industries, how with a social security number, US citizens can have access to 0% interest credit that we can use for business. And I'm learning to master all of these areas at the same time in my life, at this point in my life now, because I'm seeking to scale to the next level. I'm seeking to become a billionaire with my business ideas. And I'm not going to give up because someone scammed me. They think they're going to get away with this. I have another business, an LLC. I'm looking ready to position myself to get another 90,000 plus of business revenue. What's this? This might be related to my petition date coming up. 1 second. Hello? Hello?
Nicholas?
Yes.
Hey, question.
Yes, who's this again?
Can you hear? It's Weston Mickey.
Oh, Weston. Hey, how are you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm doing well. What's up, man?
Colorado. Gonna discuss this with you. I'd like to get out there.
Are you in contact with the company that's hiring?
No.
Yeah, I really wish that I could bring you on. I can ask, but the way that they pitched it to me is that it's exclusive invite only from people that have worked for them and that they only had so many positions. They were just trying to fill 50 positions. And so I don't know if I can guarantee that.
Is it through Blitz? Is it Blitz?
No.
Is it Dan Kennedy?
No.
Okay.
Fennelson.
Well, you know I'm a top-notch circulator, and I was born and raised in Colorado, in Denver.
I wish I could just I can make a referral and tell them, But I can't. But I'm not in control of the campaign. They don't offer me any kind of incentives, no overrides or anything for referring people. But I'd help you. But they're not putting me in a position to sub where I can just recruit anybody. They're the ones controlling all of it. So
who's they?
They Daniel Fennelson, and they have a company. I'll give you his number. I'll text you his number, or I'll just message him and ask him if he can bring in another guy. Oh, hold on. Oh, let me call him back. Hold on a second. So yeah.
Unknown.
Hey, sorry about that. I'll save your number.
Sorry, we got disconnected.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was clicking on my phone about reaching out. So Daniel Fennelson and Dan Cole. It's a funny thing. I can't remember the name of their company, but I've worked for them. They work conservative issues.
Is this
only.
Is this statewide issue? Is
Yeah.
This statewide?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of people that want to work.
Tell them I'm born and raised in Colorado.
Okay.
So, I was born and raised in Cherry Hills Village. So yeah. Cool. Thank you, Nicholas. I appreciate you helping me out with that, dude. That's a huge thing. So
yeah. As a backup, if that doesn't pan out, I might be able to bring in just a few people into the Santa Clara issue as well. But I'm waiting.
I'm already set for the Santa Clara issue. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm Santa Clara. Yeah. I have. I did such a bang up job for Paul that. I'll be on the Santa Clara issue. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I just texted Daniel Fennelson if I could bring on another pro.
Is the number 2 producer on the LA job.
Okay.
Just pretty cool. Yeah. Still got it in me, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Still got it. You know why? It's because I'm a sociopath, and people in LA are sociopaths. And it's true, bro. And we just vibe, bro. It just, if you know how to deal with them, it's. I was in Studio City, Sherman Oaks, and Mastino, like fucking, I was in the creme de la creme in the valleys, and I was slaying it out there, bro. So, and I made the fucking Karen Bass signs, dude. And it was like, stop Karen Bass sign, let the voters decide. And dude, it those signs were fucking so prime, dude. I do such a great job on doing signs and shit. I really do the best job.
I hope that I can get you in there. I don't have too much control over it, but I just message him. So if he gives me the go ahead, I'll send you his number.
Awesome, dude. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. So,
no worries.
You're a good dude, brother. You're a good dude, man. Appreciate it. So, yeah, the herd is definitely thinning. It's and the people, the newcomers in are just fucking the worst, bro. Terrible.
What do you mean, newcomer petitioners?
Just people new in the industry within the last 5 years. I just think they're fucking terrible.
Oh, yeah.
I think a lot of them are just fucking just trash and garbage, and I just think it's just their generation, pretty much in general, and this used to be a gentleman's game, and it's definitely not that way anymore. It was reserved for hippies and college kids and young entrepreneurs, and now it's just a bunch of fucking degenerates.
Yeah, I hear that.
So, it's unfortunate watching the industry that you so valiantly fought for and preserved.
Oh, I know.
Slowly just fucking deteriorating like cancer.
Other topic. There might be a new lawsuit or another company I found out about that's handling the Elon Musk money. Did you ever have to follow?
No, I didn't work. I was smart enough not to work for that. So.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't get involved in that. I knew the writing on the wall. So I had other things going on at the time too that I was doing. So, but yeah, I knew better than to get involved with that. I knew it was going to be a complete shit show. And when so I owned a Tesla for a year and a half, and it was the worst experience I ever fucking had, man, owning a car, dude.
I'm concerned. I heard these
cities in a Subaru.
the worst thing is
companies.
now the Teslas, because they have electric door locks, people crash and they get stuck inside their car. That's crazy.
Yeah, they have an emergency door lock that you can, a little flip panel that you can undo, and it's got a like the latch that you find. You know, in the Porsche GT3 RSs, have you ever been in one of those?
No.
They got a full latch, bro, for all of them. It's the same thing. It's hidden, and most people are too retarded when they buy their cars to actually go through the owner's manual and see how it works.
Oh, wow.
So they can't figure out that there's an emergency latch fucking built into the door. And that's what happens when you deal with, it's just stupid people, bro. You gotta understand that people are just genuinely retarded, Nico. And,
I know.
And you cannot place faith and confidence in people, even like you traditionally could 20 years ago. And this is something you really got to consider, brother.
I know.
People are, and this is a phenomenon that is exponentially increased by orders of magnitude since COVID.
Really, sure.
I feel like was a tipping point that sort of created this counterbalance in people to where they just stopped giving a fuck. You know what I'm saying? People just gave up on actually caring and being a good human being. And I don't know if that stems from social media, what the particular attributes. It could be a collective of shit. God only knows. But it is a phenomenon that is happening, and it's sad to watch it happen. So, but yeah. Anyways, yeah, you don't see it. I mean, I see it.
No, I do see it. I see it, and it's very disturbing. There's not much you can do. I try to help people wake up and realize the potential every day of my life. No, I live in Arizona.
Oh, you're in Arizona now. I remember last time I saw you, we were out in Aurora Grande, I think. San Luis Obispo. I think that's the last time I saw you.
Slow County, yeah.
We were out there. Good old San Luis Obispo.
Oh, I remember you. Yeah, and you had the big sign that someone messed with you. Someone stole your sign. You thought it was me at first, which I would never do.
Dude, no, it was Aaron Anderson. Aaron Anderson killed himself, dude.
Oh,
he committed suicide. Yeah, he was there with me. Yeah. He gave me a mild heart attack on the campaign.
Damn.
He was such a rough dude. Yeah. Him and I though we worked together for about 10, 15 years. And I've lost a lot of people, dude, recently, man. In the last year, I lost my mom. I lost Edie. I lost fucking Rick. I've lost, David Oakes. I've lost Aaron Anderson. It's just the list goes on and on and on. Gary Robinson.
Wow.
So it's.
I saw the slew of petitioners that have died and so forth. I guess everybody has their day. I think there's. I don't know if there's a lot of drug abuse, alcohol abuse. It's like prevalent in the petition industry, and people just.
I think a lot of it is not just drugs and alcohol, but I think it's not having a consistent place to be. It's the food intake. There's a lot of unhealthy aspects to the stress that comes with this job, and the stress about dealing with managers, and it's stress about getting paid. It's stress about keeping a roof over your head at times. I mean, I don't know any other line of industry where they have you go out of town to work and you have housing insecurity. You know what I'm saying? There's no other line of work that has that is a legitimate line of business. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. This industry, it needs change. And you gotta realize too, anybody that's coordinating in the state of California is more than likely in violation of 85, dude. And right now at these times when there's no work in California, we should be getting unemployment. This is bullshit. It's ridiculous.
Huh. Yeah.
It is, man. We deserve workman's comp and fucking unemployment insurance and fucking health insurance. We deserve to be treated with respect, bro. And it's not happening, dude.
Yeah.
You can just still pay somebody by the signature and still provide all that shit for them, dude. And
you're right. Those companies make a lot of money. So I'm studying health insurance and life insurance right now. I'm about 85% through it, and I'm actually trying to finish up the next few days. And I was thinking about that maybe with my petition company making the first petition health insurance, because then I could absolutely retain workers to work for me and my crew and get contracts and grow. I think that petitioners would select that above other companies. But when you talk about the shadiness and things, you do know what I did for the petition business with my system, right? You haven't turned into me, but you've heard about it. Have you seen my videos?
I know you're developing some kind of AI, some LLM model for pre-validation. I actually, when I go down to St. Clair County, I have a few friends that are developers, and I do coding myself. And I was actually interested in sort of developing some kind of software program that could be utilized for full-on validation, and then charge a license fee to license it out for every campaign and every job.
Yeah, that would be great. I already have the source code for a MVP. I built it, and I have some videos I can show that it works. It's very quick. It's not to the point where I can scale it.
And this is the thing, is accuracy too. And I know that LLMs do, they really struggle with visual models. And
I already figured out a solution for that. I have a guy that's figured out a solution on that using vectors.
And that's a huge
vector images
fucking hurdle there. I know, but like to get it really dialed in.
I'm telling you, I have a guy that's built it, and it does about a signature a second with vector images. Vector images can be done in such a way so that when it reads that sloppy handwriting, it can tell what letter it is based on the pinpoints of those letters.
Yeah.
Kind of like how facial recognition works.
Did they use vector? You know how they just recently went through the Dead Sea Scrolls? I don't know if you saw that or not.
I know Dead Sea Scrolls.
Yeah, they just went out and got a lot of information that was obviously not visible to the naked eye or to the methods of what they were analyzing prior, and they actually analyzed using generative AI and LLMs and shit like that, and were able to get a bunch of stuff up there they didn't even know, which I thought to be really fascinating. And I don't know if somebody used vector for that, but
no, I do. When it comes to spiritual knowledge, I think the Dead Sea Scrolls are really the only most valuable of all of the Christian Gospels, because they're the only ones that are artifact.
You got to look at it in terms of petitioning and how it would be useful, like with analyzing texts from petitions. So I mean that sort of plays into that,
So even without
so that developer that used AI who actually physically went and did the analyzing of the Dead Sea Scrolls, I'm actually going to talk to him. He lives down in San Jose. When I get down there to work on that campaign, I was planning on meeting up with that dude and talking to him about it. So
that's cool. No, but what I did was I created a system where people upload their photos, and I have a human do the verification for now, because I want to do the AI. I started investing in that. I built out some model, but it's just back end. It's not like a full complete system yet. We did an MVP test. I have some videos that show we can get, the extracts, but like you said, it's not as accurate yet. The vector model is going to be the one that's going to be more accurate. And I have a developer, the guy who built the back end for the first model, that knows he can do it. The only problem is he needs like about 30K to complete the job. So I'm not there yet. But what I do even without the AI is I have the photos uploaded and I have a human verify it. Every single day, those reports are delivered into a Google Docs spreadsheet. So every single signature is audited. Every single signature shows, whether it's good, bad, dupe, or purge. And that is delivered to the petitioner so they can see their work every single day. And that data improves performance, because someone can see if they were slipping at a storefront, if their validity was going down, or if they got a store that's, they're getting great validity, and they can balance it out so they really know how to get the best performance. It also allows me to pay my workers 100% on the spot upon turning in within a minute. I just flip through the pages, just check, make sure all the same pages are there. They're all in the same order they were uploaded. It's very easy to tell, and I pay people 100%. I am the only petition company with a Facebook page that has public reviews, and all of my reviews are 5-star. It's because there's no room for error. There's no question over whether it's, shady or not. Like some people would think some petition companies are shady. I provide 100% accurate validation reports for every single day's work. and I pay 100% on the spot, so there's no room for error. That's why I'm getting 5-star reviews. That's what I'm doing, and I'm changing the game.
If you develop something, you can inevitably license it. I don't know how far you are on your project. You can inevitably license it to like PCI and Kimball and all those assholes, dude, and then they have to pay you an absorbent amount of money because it'll save money, even if you're charging them more than they would obviously typically be paid for traditional file program or what their system.
Well, it boils down to the coordinator how they want to do business. This is really boiled down. This is really going down to the contractor how they want to do business, whether it's a sub or a regular contractor. And yeah, I can sell the system to those people, and I'm interested in that. As far as going to the top, I've considered it, but I just don't see as much room there because they are really satisfied doing it their way. If they did that system, they would have to be in control of the validity for the whole campaign. And they don't want to take that accountability. That's why they pay other people to manage their own validation. So I just don't see it going to the top and being a system-wide solution like that. But I do see myself and some other subs and some other contractors potentially that like this system and choose to pay me off to adopt it, because I'll sell the system, no problem. I already have a price point in mind, a few $1,000s. I was going to do it for 1 Ethereum because I have a goal to get 32 Ethereum.
You have to sell it to them, and they'll have to actually physically use it like on a campaign and see if it actually works.
Well, but then they would have to outsource all their validation to my company.
The way it's inevitably going to happen, because I know that Rhodes was fucking sourcing his shit out to fucking the Philippines.
He was doing horrible too, and he was like behind 3-4 weeks on campaigns last year in Colorado.
The shit on LA was absolutely terrible. The way he did everything, and they threw out all my BHP 90210 signatures. So a third of Beverly Hills is actually the city of Los Angeles. It's called BHPO 90210, which stands for Beverly Hills Post Office 90210. And I was working in that area at that time during the campaign. They threw out like $3,000 worth of signatures on me, and I was pissed, bro. And I still came in number 2 with that happening. And I would have been number 1, dude, if they actually did their fucking job right.
It sounds kind of fraudulent.
Well, yeah, and there's been no resolution. And then sort of I'm in a predicament where I've been threatened by coordinators saying, hey, if you create drama, you're not going to be able to work on any future projects. And, your way of life is gone. And that just was unacceptable to me. So I don't know what I'm going to do, how I'm going to calculate it, but I can't just keep letting people burn me constantly on these projects. And then, I had to borrow $3,000 just to pay my mortgage and all my bills and shit for my 98-year-old grandmother. It's like, that's ridiculous, dude. They screwed me, on the back end for those $3,000 in signatures, and that was money I needed to pay my bills and shit.
That's why I'm pretty selective on who I work with. And traveling, I don't travel to all the campaigns around the country.
This is a fuck up
for that same reason.
And this is a fuck up on Paul Olson and Rhodes, dude. So this is not like, this wasn't some random coordinator. This is their fuck up, dude. So, and they won't take responsibility for it, and it's really getting frustrating. And over the 24 years that I've been in this industry, Nicholas, I have been burned well over $100,000.
Oh yeah, I hear that. Projects, yeah, no. In 20 years, I've been doing it. Maybe not that much, but I've been burned easily 30, 40K. Some of it, I say 40K because some of it I might not be able to account for because I have no idea what I was burned. I don't like at the end of the season, they hit me up with chargebacks, even though I checked 100% of every signature. I checked every single signature. With their software, I know what my validation rates were, and they still have the audacity to give me chargebacks at the end of the season. That, to me, is litigious. I should be able to sue them, but they're my contractors. I should be able to say this is.
The really shitty thing too is the only proper expert witness that you could ever have in court has just recently passed away, and that was Rick Fenton, dude, which really fucking sucks, dude. That dude had so much knowledge that went with him when he died, bro. There was so much technical information. I mean, he was the first one to really expose all their shit. He was Mike Arno's right-hand man for fucking 15, 20 years. And I mean, he put Prop 13 on the ballot. You remember the Jarvis shit from 1978?
Yeah.
I mean, the dude started petitioning in the fucking, I'm pretty sure in the fucking, you know, in the 70s in San Francisco when the Pizza Industry Gathering actually was a thing and shit. So he's one of the OGs, bro. And it's fucking sad that he died, man. I really miss that guy.
Well, I do have a vision. Like, I'm going to be getting into other work, but I can never leave the petition industry. I'm so, you know, involved in this, and it has to do with our country, our Constitution. I value it greatly. So what my plan is to continue to invest in AI. And, you know, look, if you can code and you want to tackle this problem, I have access to the old code. And I would say, let's make a business agreement, because here's the reality. Upon building this software, the way that I have it envisioned, it would be so streamlined and so cost effective. There's no way we wouldn't be able to get every single contract around the country. In fact, I already built an AI agent for research that I can use to deploy to find all of the new upcoming contracts for every petition drive. I already built it. Yeah. I built it with a model it's based on ChatGPT, but it has
but how good is it, bro?
It's very accurate. It goes into all the election. It goes to every election website in the whole country and gets all the data about, you know, campaigns and their funding and things like this. And, you know, it's as accurate as AI is. AI is very accurate. So I'm just saying, like, I'm positioning myself, like I have a back-end software built for this, you know, AI solution we're talking about. I have an AI agent that can find contracts, and there's still some development to be made. And I want to integrate it with a cryptocurrency so people can have their own shares in the protocol.
It'd be funny if you made like a petition meme coin, dude.
I did. Did you know that? It's called Petitioner Coin.
No, I didn't know that. You did that?
Yeah,
really?
I did. But it's
done it.
I did, but my developer who I hired on Fiverr, which predicates itself off protecting their users, built a back door, and he stole all the money out of the decentralized exchange and sold it back to the market and scammed me many tens of thousands of dollars.
Wow.
Yeah, and a few people lost money. No, he was from Serbia.
Oh, that makes sense, dude. That makes sense.
But I'm gonna hire a Serbian lawyer and go after him.
You never trust Eastern Europeans or Russians, bro.
Bro,
you should have told me before.
Dude, I've been telling everybody, but I can't. If I can't get you to jump on the opportunity when I told you about this, then what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to beg you? No, I'm not that type of person.
No.
And
next time, I know plenty of coders locally, bro, that could have helped you with all that. So.
Well, I'd love to believe that, but I don't see that happening. And people don't generally just offer like free services. They all want to get paid. I went through Fiverr because they're supposed to protect me.
Oh, did you? Oh, because he was doing the work up front or whatever and shit.
Well, he was paid through Fiverr. Fiverr's supposed to protect me as an investor, but it turns out they really only give you a 15-day window. And this guy who built all the different code loopholes got away with it because I wasn't fast enough to get a full audit. And that's the learning lesson that I had, because I could have screwed him and held all that money hostage, and held him hostage that he doesn't get any of his money, because I could have found all of the holes in his code if I did an audit right away. But it turns out like the professional audit that I want to have for this type of thing, it's going to cost like $10K to get done. And I didn't even invest that much in the development of the project. So I know this now moving forward, and that's how I would do it next time. I was hoping to hire someone in this system, like an escrow, to protect me, but they don't really offer that. So I'm open-minded. Yeah. I have some other, ideas of how I'm going to come back. First, I'm going to attempt litigation, but I do want to definitely hire some developers if I can. I would like it if I could find team members that would build for free, so that I can build other aspects of it on the back end myself. And then we can just collaborate as a company, because I put a lot of effort and money out there trying to build with no one supporting me, except for just a few random token holders around the world that buy, but it's not enough. It's not like I don't have like a multi-million-dollar token right now. So it's not like I have money to liquidate and pay for everything. But if you know some people and you want to talk about it, let's have those conferences now. There's no reason to delay. I mean, I want to build, and you know what's on the line. We have a massive petition industry we can profit from upon making this. So we just need to have a team of people ready to do it.
Hold on one second. Yeah, I'm really eager to get cracking on something, dude. You know, so I want to sort of recoup money from Angelo and all those guys, dude. All the money that they've stolen from me over the years. So
yeah, I hear that.
You know,
I say we replace them. We make a better company that's for and by the petitioners.
Unfortunately, they're the gatekeepers right now, and it's purely because of their connections, dude. That's the only thing that keeps those guys going is they have connections. That's it. That is it.
Well, we can replace them with the technology. That's what I see.
They can manipulate the legislature into keeping their business model intact for the most part.
But no. We have a free market solution that can replace their business model. That's what I see. They can't control that. If we can compete at a lower price point and give more value to the petitioners.
Let me give you an example. Kimball is so deeply rooted in a lot of these unions, dude, that anybody that has money that would ever organize a union petition in California will automatically default to Kimball no matter what. It's hard to go around that. And then
even if we create a system though that's giving real-time data accuracy, eliminating potentials for fraud, lower price points. We have AI doing this. We can cut the cost and have such a huge profit margin. There's nothing that they could do against our cost comparison alone.
Well, I mean, the thing is, it's not just necessarily that. Is sometimes people pay for peace of mind if they have a good business rapport. Like Mark Jacoby is an example. The natives or whatever, the rich Native American tribe, the richest Native American tribe in the U.S. I forget what they are. Out in Florida, they own the Hard Rock.
Seminoles.
Yeah, Seminoles. He's got a killer relationship with those guys, dude, and they would only trust that guy to do any of their political bidding in Florida.
Yeah, but I think that's the difference, is that it wouldn't be based on trust as much as it would be on software that delivers, that they could just see upon having the software available, that we are creating a better option. We'll create the first solution to end all fraud that afflicts petitioners, and the companies will get better results. So it's really, at the end of the day, business is business. It's about the money. If they can get the same results for half the price, and the petitioners are not taking a financial hit, it's not like we're trying to skimp out on petitioners like some other companies would. We would be able to lower the price because the overhead for validation gets to be cut out.
Yeah. Well, what they do is they'll bid these contracts at like 120% instead of like your typical 125%, and they'll find a way to skim that 5% off the top. And any kind of overage too on the batch ratios that are turned in, they keep that overage and pocket it.
Yeah.
And that money never sees petition circulators never see that ever.
I get it.
Never have, never will. And that's another scam. It's another and that's a blatant one. That's just like standard fucking industry practice, dude. You know what I'm saying? And the business is fucked, bro. It really is. It needs to be corrected so bad, dude.
Well,
really
as next statewides open up, you should consider partnering with me, and maybe you can visualize yourself running a crew using my system, and we can just organically begin to make differences, because we can work with top pros that like this idea of having full transparency and full pay on the spot, and real service that caters to the petitioner's needs. Nobody else is doing that.
Yeah, I know. But the thing is a lot of these people, they don't care about the petitioners themselves. They only care to qualify.
Right, but that's why I'm just saying, as we run the company, we can have the top petitioners who know what's good to work with us. And then we start to build rapport. We get testimonies. Next thing you know, people are turning their heads, wondering, what are they doing differently? How are they able to pay 100% on the spot? How are they able to, provide this transparency? And then they'll be interested in buying the software as well. Or it's really not even a software that I have right now. It's a strategy of softwares. But I was doing it last election. I got great reviews. I was doing it for myself the election before that, but I wasn't expanding it, like offering it to other people. Last election I did, people loved it. And they're going to be loyal to want to work with me every election because they see, just how much better it is. You're not waiting a week to wonder what your validity is on your second half of your pay. And you can fix any errors that same day you're starting to get a bad validity report. Like if someone goes to a bad area, they haven't worked, and they start to see those numbers or the validation showing up, they're doing worse, they will fix that. And it absolutely gets people to improve their performance. There's nothing else like it. Like I was doing this in Palm Springs, and I had a Walmart, a little neighborhood Walmart. I was getting a lot of volume, but the validity was slipping. And I was able to catch that. And I had another little Kroger supermarket that was great validity. It was like 85%, and it had shade. And I was able to just work the Walmart in the morning, do the shady spot there and get a lot of signatures, and skip out on their night flow because I knew the validity was bad, go to the spot with the good validity in the night. And every single day I was able to catch my validity up to 75%, because those numbers were delivered to me. And it was awesome. So it helps each petitioner there. And then just the value of getting 100% right there. You're not waiting for your paycheck. So it makes it easier for me as a contractor because I just already have cleared everybody. No one's begging me for money. All I need to get my money.
Streamline the process too.
Yeah. I just already have all the validation done by the time the turn-in's ready.
How do you deal with your program? How does it deal with duplicate signatures or
I'm just using the same software as everyone else. So what I'm doing to deal with duplicates this next season, because last time I just bit the bullet and paid for the dupes myself, I'm taking a percentage of my personal override and I'm investing that smartly into the crypto solution that I feel is best, whether it's Bitcoin or my stablecoin farms. I can even just do that. So I'm able to, generate interest off of my savings in general and cover the difference in chargebacks that way. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to offer my workers a percentage of my personal override as a savings account where I'm setting it aside in crypto and it's growing. And at the end of the season, if they stick with me to the end to take the chargebacks, I'll take the chargebacks out of that bonus and pay them the difference. So I can actually offer a different end of season bonus that other people don't get. Most people will get a chargeback at the end of the season. I'm going to offer a bonus at the end of the season. It's coming out of my own profit, but because I'm able to manage the money better with crypto, I can do that and still have a profit. Like it's not even a thing. Yeah. And I would rather do that and just offer peace of mind for people. And I think that this new solution will keep people to want to work with me all the way to the end, because that was the only thing that burned me when people turned in a few turn-ins and then they go to somebody else, even though they liked my system. I don't know if people thought it was too good to be true and they just didn't want to turn into me again, or maybe it was out of the way. I don't know. I would still rather get full pay on the spot, whatever the reason is. When they left at the end of the season, I ended up eating those chargebacks. A few people that stuck with me that were waiting on their final paycheck, I ended up taking a little bit out of the final check. But this new method where I put it in crypto is definitely going to be a better solution, because I can manage it myself, whether it's Bitcoin or if I have the chart signals. So if Bitcoin's going to crash hard, I'll just swap over to stable coins and I'll generate interest on those.
Okay. Yeah, another dilemma too that I have to figure out when I develop my program is managing duplicates too, and having to do it right there on the spot too. And shit.
Well, you can only really do your own internal duplicates, but you can't deal with the client's duplicates. So I think it gets to a point that.
I'm saying if you're no, I'm just saying well, dude, I want to develop a program that I would license to all the companies that basically all the companies would be using. You know what I'm saying? That's my goal, and I would have to be able to develop something in a way to where it automatically tracks dupes, and it'll automatically notify.
Oh yeah, if you make a core software that's sold to all the companies, you can 100% do it. Their software is not good enough. They have bad software.
Yeah, I know. They have to hire teams of people to process the signatures. If you just run everything through a scanner as an alternative, which is what I would like to develop, is just basically run everything through, a Xerox fucking scanner, and boom, and then the program does the rest, and basically it would eliminate all those processing jobs that would be needed, from the companies, dude, and then basically the coordinators would just have to scan in their documents, through a company's Xerox that would be, that would be given to each coordinator, and everything would be done into a centralized database, dude, and it would run right there. And,
well, look, why if we can. If you want to partner with me, you can try to develop the stuff yourself. I already know more or less what it takes from speaking with a dev for years.
I know people down in Silicon Valley, those agents that would fund it, and then I could pay to get developers that I need to do, what I need done the back end.
I already have the back end built. That's what I'm saying. So
yeah, but it doesn't mean that it would necessarily be the route that I would want to go. I mean, it would purely, everybody has different, way of doing things. I mean, it would be interesting to see. I'd be interested to see.
All right, man. Well, I'm building a model for equity. So I promise you, if you try to compete with me in this, you're going to fail, because my model is going to be the equity model that gives everybody equity in the program. If you build a private model, no one's going to want it compared to one giving them equity.
Yeah, no, I'm not even at that point yet. I'm just saying I want to develop something.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if you want to develop it, we can have meetings where I can show you if we have an agreement. I've already built the back end for this code, and we have a solid model using vectors. Like, I don't even have to be telling you that, but my developer who built the original model, not using vectors, using Google Gemini AI, whatever they were using for image handwriting recognition, the template software, it was not good enough. And my guy figured out how to do this with vectors.
That's a huge problem too with LLMs, dude, is the visual recognition. I mean, it's good to a degree, but certain things, that's like, let me give you an example. The reason that Microsoft PhotoDNA and shit like that is sort of inferior and it doesn't really work is because they just, all they had to do is make just a slight tweak and manipulation, and the generative AI has a really hard time catching it. It's like people with child porn. Why do you think child porn is still prevalent online? It's because the limitations with AI is with visuals. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they haven't been able to eradicate it. Soon, inevitably, they will. Inevitably, that'll be a thing of the past. And that's the limitations with generative AI and LLM models, dude, is a lot of the visuals, dude. And for it to consistently be accurate, too, that's a problem.
That's why I'm telling you, like, I have a dev that I'm very confident has figured this out.
It'll hallucinate, and it'll do weird things. You know what I'm saying? You got to have a program that's consistent and solid, especially if you got multi-million-dollar projects on the line, too.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. I have a developer who has figured this out, okay, using vectors. And if you want to have those conversations, all I need is like $30K. I'm in the process of getting a second round of business financing under my other LLC, and that should come through within the next month or two. And when that happens, I'm planning on going, putting my money into that instead of the whole blockchain development I was trying to do before. I'm just going to build the software with my dev out of the UK, and I know that that's a solid way to go. So, it's a method if you want to partner, if you want to look at the code and actually see about building it yourself. That's one thing. I think you might be petitioning. You might not have the time to, but you could certainly be an investor in the shared outcome. We can have legal documents to have a shared equity in the program.
Yeah. I mean,
because I'm building it. I have a crypto that's launched, and I have a staking platform that's already working.
That's crazy. You made a petition meme coin.
I made a petition meme coin. But see, so it actually was designed to have value. So the goal is that once it reaches a certain market cap,
all coins are intended to have value. So I mean, that's the.
I wanted to make it where it could have a certain portion of the tokens that could be liquidated for litigation, like the Colorado Police Department. Yeah, the Colorado Police Department in Denver.
See, that's a good thing. That's a very noble thing for you to do.
Yeah.
It's a very noble cause. And you went through it with John Dalbert, dude. That guy fucking dragged me through 5 years of litigation, bro. He fucking dragged me through 5 years of litigation. That guy's default sued me like 3 times, bro.
Oh, the Safeway lawyer?
Campaign that wasn't even on. I wasn't even on the campaign that he
Yeah, I remember once he called me and said, "What are you doing in California, Safeway?" I was like, "Dude, I'm in Arizona. You don't know what you're talking about." He was just harassing me. I did end up going to prison for a day, or what was it? Their jail, not the actual like prison, but
over John Dalbert.
Yeah, for like one night, and I had to bail myself out the next day. And it was a pain in the ass because of contempt of court charges, because every single time he'd hand those fake documents to us without a judge's signature, I kept one copy of them, but I just throw them in the trash and say, I've already seen this before. Eventually, he did get a judge's signature. A judge out of San Francisco signed, and I just threw it in the trash and didn't know it was legit. So that kind of messed me up because I didn't show up to court when I was supposed to. But when
statewide injunction, is it judge sign off on a statewide injunction, or?
Yeah, or that I was. They considered me. I have the whole legal file right here. I was considered a public nuisance, and they had a handful of other petitioners. I was considered John Doe 2. There was like John Doe 1 through 8.
It's a standard.
And
he did the same thing to me.
I was messed up, and all of a sudden, the cop cleared me, said I was fine to work the Safeway. And then he comes back out and he said, "Nicholas?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "You're under arrest for contempt of court." I was like, "What? What are you talking about?" And they took me in, and I had to stay overnight one night. It was just horrible.
Did you plea out to that contempt?
So when I showed up to court, the judge was not in the courtroom, and he just by default, just let me go. It makes me think I could sue him again, but you can't really do too much of a contempt of court charge.
No, they qualified immunity, brother. Judicial immunity too.
No, contempt of court's a real charge.
You need to go after him and hit him with like an anti-SLAPP statute litigation. And you could maybe, but he could theoretically, overcome the burden of preponderance on a SLAPP motion. So, you could file for injunctive relief and seek out damages.
Yeah.
I went to law school. I don't know if you knew that or not.
No, I didn't.
I went to law school. You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I have right now. I need to sue the the police department of 29 Palms, and that's California, and Palm Springs. What is 29 Palms?
There was a contempt order. And it was signed by a judge. They were just enforcing whatever, even if they did.
No, I have 2 other lawsuits for Colorado police: the Denver PD and the Westminster Police Department.
Denver cops are horrible. They're fucking terrible, dude. Yeah. I grew up in Denver, man. I know.
I hope so. If I can get you into Colorado, I'll try. All right. I messaged him. Let me see if he messaged me back. I'll suggest 2 different malls that you can work that both have public services inside them. So that's according to the. Oh no, he said no. He said they are full, bro. Daniel told me they're full.
Okay.
Sorry. By maybe a future Colorado campaign. There's 2 malls that have public services. One of them has a city, what is it called? A community center. One of them has a DMV. And according to Bach versus Westminster.
Will King Soopers boot you now? I haven't petitioned in Colorado in like 5 years. Will they boot you now at King Soopers?
No, they let you work. But so there's the thing that when there's ever a public service inside the mall, like King Soopers have the DMV registration. That's why we are able to get away with it. One of them has a DMV inside the same mall. The other one has a community center. Both of those malls should be covered by the Bach versus Westminster explicitly, because it says that's why they sided with the petitioners, because the public service center was inside the mall. And I have both those spots. I have records of them booting me, ignoring this Bach versus Westminster. And I know that if 2 other petitioners do that, we just need 3 of us. We could file a class action and sue the shit out of them. none of the companies like Blitz or anything did anything, even though they pretended that they would. Like they had a lawyer who just doesn't call you back. So we pretty much have to take it into our own hands if we're going to do anything at all. So,
yeah. It's.
But yeah, I got booted by one that had King Super with the DMV and a city community center inside the same mall, and the other one has a DMV, and I can't believe it, but yeah, I would love to see.
What mall was it? What mall was
Westminster has like its own like little Westminster Civic Center, and there's a little mall there with its King Super and a few other stores there.
Yes, I'm always like I grew up. You know where Cherry Creek Reservoir is?
What?
Parker. Cherry Creek Reservoir?
No. Cherry Creek.
Cherry Creek Reservoir? You don't know Cherry Creek Reservoir?
No.
I grew up over there. Like, you know where Aurora is?
Yeah. I know Aurora.
Yeah. You know the reservoir over Aurora?
Not really.
It's fun.
All right, man. Well, I tried to get you into Denver. I apologize.
No, it's okay. It's okay. And something might come up and he might change his mind or something. So.
Yeah, or some people might not show up. If I find out that happens, then I'll let you know.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, dude. I appreciate it. Thank you, Nicholas.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah. As far as your code base, we definitely should have a follow-up talk about that since you want to build the same thing. Like, there's no point to compete. We want to build a model that's going to involve petitioners. I think we're on the same page that will give equity to petitioners of this industry. Wouldn't that be nice? And, to like really give back this industry to the people. So where it's transparent and it can be done where we can run more campaigns at a lower cost. We'll have theoretically more work upon the release of this. Because then a lot of the campaigns that might have only had 500,000 can launch where they don't need a full million,
Yeah, I know.
For California. So,
I know.
Yeah, all right. Well, I'll keep you in mind if you want to wrap your head around that. I mean, like you can, build some kind of framework out. Like, let me know if you have something you want me to look at. I'm trying to think. Like, we'll just have to have a talk about it. Like, how we could collaborate if we want to make a business agreement for developing and deploying the software. We should do that soon.
Yeah.
I'm going to be getting up my money. I just need to get out my money with a few campaigns.
The way it's going in, dude, I would love to see petitioners not get screwed over anymore. I would really like to see that happen, dude.
That's why I want to have myself. I'd like to have.
In the industry.
Yeah, my goal is I would like to have a coordinator in all the major areas.
It's the last great scam in the petition industry. You know that, right? The whole everything involving processing. That's where all the fucking bullshit.
So I would want to have a petition coordinator working with me in all of the major cities and get a direct contract with PCI. So I have people in San Diego, Palm Springs, LA, Riverside.
What we can do, Nicholas, after we build this and get something going. It's fucking tits. We go down to Sacramento and we lobby the legislature down in Sacramento, and we force them to pass legislation that requires that they use this program so that the theft and the fraud and everything stops.
Oh yeah, that'd be nice.
So
if they care enough,
I have perfect people for that too. I have perfect insiders. I have a direct tunnel to making that.
So happen. The big game plan is that eventually we get the software so that it can actually detect signature fraud, handwriting fraud itself, advanced AI. And when it gets that good, we could sell it to the state of California, the state of
to do the audit,
Florida, all the states that are worried about the fraud. They'd buy it because they could process it at a fraction. That would save taxpayers millions of dollars.
Oh, I know. See, that's why this is important, bro. I'm telling you, this is important. I'm glad that you and I are having this conversation. So, we're gonna make it happen, but.
Okay.
Make it happen together.
Let's do it this year.
Some money.
Let's do it this year. Let's get our petition money out.
We'll make the world a better place.
Yeah.
I
want to.
I have connections down in Silicon Valley, brother.
Okay.
I also have connections in Sacramento. So, I've been around. I've had a few rodeos.
I need you to look at my white paper and give your feedback on it. Then I'm going to run it through some AI and make some short papers, like. Yeah. But I have a white paper really thorough on all these ideas kind of linked together. So if you take the time to read that, that'd be good. So you can wrap your head around what I've been thinking of, and just see if you can fill in any gaps. If you see anything that could use improvement, I'd love to hear your feedback.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Do you think I should try this new raspberry cold brew at Starbucks right now?
No, I don't.
It looks really good. But I usually don't. I usually don't buy it for sugar. I'm on a carnivore kind of diet and shit. But I think I'm gonna treat myself. Oh yeah. We're gonna make us rich, Nicholas. I hope you realize that. So this is gonna make us very rich.
Yeah, it would.
No longer being poor, brother. We're not gonna be poor anymore, dude. We're gonna make some money. That's what we need to do. That's at the end of the day. That's important. We do what's right, especially the things that need to change in the industry. We need to make a shit ton of money, so you and I never have to worry about money ever again. Oh my god.
All right, bro. We'll talk to you soon.
Raspberry cold brew.
Let's have another talk soon.
It's really good. Can I do a large one?
All right, Weston. Let's have another talk another time. I'll take care of some things. You take it easy, brother.
All right, touch the.
All right. So as you can see, there's the energy's in the air. People want to see this solution Valid AI offers. The whole DeFi yield farming component is a way to get people into crypto. We will have our own yield farming with the Valid AI software as well. So it all correlates. I hope that this video had been insightful for you. I'm going to get to work and get on my insurance study, which needs to be done in the next few days before I trek to Colorado for their campaigns. So that's all I have to share with you for now. Take it easy. And if you're so inclined, you want to learn DeFi, don't be a stranger. Join the Yin Yang DAO, Yin Yang Smart Contract on Telegram. Ask me for the referral link so you can get the exclusive alpha. By paying your way in, very low invest initially to get in. It's like less than $10. And you get free access even before you pay, just to get your feet wet and start learning how to do DeFi. So get in, start asking questions, and get familiar with earning this interest. And get excited, because I have all the farms on all the top blockchains already archived in these 7 exclusive levels for community members. And I'd love you to be a part of it. And we'll talk to you soon. Thank you. Remember the website to review what I'm building and the attributes of this program. Go to